Damn. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was wrong. The video I did last week of the COVID towers, where the Irish gentleman was showing the circuitry from the cell phone tower that have the COV-19 on the inside of the circuitry. Upon further investigation, it would appear as if that video was indeed falsified. However, check it. Here's the thing. We don't need no water. Let the mother burn. Jay Catalyst, Nikki, Carlos. Hey, Toshi, what's up? Missed you too, man. How you been? Happy to see the squad here. The reason why I titled this video, what if we use their techniques against them? Is that coming from our house? My house might be on fire right now. No, it stopped. Okay, so the reason why I titled this, what if we use their techniques against them? Obviously, 9/11 was an inside job. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, then you're on the late train. Vietnam. Some would even say Pearl Harbor. Weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. As you guys know, there were no weapons of mass destruction there. If you guys don't know what a false flag is, a false flag is, let's go ahead and pull up the actual definition for false flag. A false flag is a covert operation designed to deceive. The deception creates the appearance of a particular party, group, or nation being responsible for some activity, disguising the actual source of responsibility. That's a false flag. Classic. If you guys study history, if you study Nazi Germany, even prior to that with Italy, Mussolini, and even further back with Stalin and Russia, they all sort of use the same tactics to push an agenda. And some of those tactics are, one of them is false flag. You create a huge disturbance of the peace. You cause a huge DTP and blame it on something so that you can get a whole nation to organize against whatever you want. And the reason why I titled this video, what if we use their tactics against them? If you guys remember, a few days ago, I posted the video about the circuitry inside the cell towers, and it said 5G. Well, like I said, I've done some digging, and the consensus is it was falsified. That whole video of the guy finding the COVID-19 labeled circuitry inside the cell tower, that whole thing was faked. However, what did happen as a result of that was something like 77 5G towers were burned down in Great Britain. I don't know if it was just England or the entirety of Great Britain. Nonetheless, people organized and they took it upon themselves to let it rain on them cell towers. Now, I'm not promoting violence in any sense of the word. Neither physical nor mental, emotional, or spiritual violence upon another human being. I'm not promoting that. I'm just having a thought experiment and thinking, hey, what if that's the case? What if, well, they're using the information and they're using the internet as a source of disinformation, as a source of separating people, um, whether it's separating people by class, by sex, gender, race, um, age. It, um, a political association, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Green Party, whatever the hell else there's. I saw a meme going around the other day, and I've seen it for the past probably 5 years or so. You guys have probably seen it. There's a politician standing at the end of a plank, like a plank. Like you walk the plank, the pirates tell you to walk the plank. There's a politician at the end of the plank doing his spiel, giving a spiel. Well, the plank is being held up by the people who are listening to the politician. And in the following picture, there's one person walking away from the group of people. Basically, the person is saying, I'm out of here. I'm tired of listening to this nonsense. And he walks away. In the next picture, there's a couple more people. And the idea is the government only has power because we give them power. The government was never, at least in America, the government was never designed to rule over the people. The government was only ever supposed to act as a consolidated body representing the people. The government is supposed to represent the wants and needs of people. That's the only role of the government in America. The people vote them in, and the officials make legislation, they make the law based on the wants and desires of the people. I wish I could find, if someone could find that picture for me, I could show you guys all right now, but I don't want to take too much time out of this to look for the picture. But if someone could link me, that would be awesome, so I could show you guys the image that I'm talking about, because a picture says 1,000 words. Well, it would appear that the video that was released by the Irishman did just that. He created his own false flag to push an agenda. Again, I'm not saying that you guys should go burning down cell towers. Do not burn down cell towers. Do not use violence. If you learned anything from Gandhi, it's that. Anywho, it's like fighting fire with fire. Sort of. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm not necessarily for or against using a false flag to get the people together. I would like to think that you don't need lies and deceit in order to get people to have each other's backs. But when in Rome, as they say, you know what I mean? Because I forget, because I live in my own echo chamber of social media and movies and literature that I devour at any given time, that it's all like-minded. So I assume the world is waking up. I assume the world is realizing that this is all a sham. I assume the world is getting their shit together. And then I go to the grocery store, and if there's a grocery store open that doesn't require a mask to go in, I realize I'm the only person of the 100 people that are there who's not wearing a mask. And I'm like, yo, have you guys not, your own leaders, Dr. Fauci himself went on air saying how useless face masks are. Obviously, if you're going to get some crazy military grade one-way face mask, like, okay, yeah, that's a different story. But people walking around with, I saw a guy today with the baseball team, a Dodgers face mask. It's like, cool, he's got a Dodgers representing, but it's not doing shit for him. It was big. There was a good half-inch gap between his face and the mask when he turned, because it didn't fit flush to his face. What do you think you're sucking in through the side of your face mask? Let alone, we're talking about a virus which is 100 times smaller than a bacteria, and those things don't even stop bacteria from getting inside. In other words, while the 99% dominate the 1%, in terms of sheer numbers, I also realized by going out into the real world that people are still sheep. People are still sheepish as all hell, and it's kind of it's kind of disheartening, but at the same time, like, what can you do? We just gotta keep spreading the good word. You know what I mean? That's why when I saw that video that I had posted on was falsified, or who knows, the website that said the claim was false, I did some digging on them to see what they were about, where they're from, and they have a good reputation for providing facts, objectively speaking. So as far as they're concerned, that's what's going on. It's fake. I don't know, but it's guess I can check the comments and see where you guys are at. I'm asking rhetorical questions and you guys are answering them, so I should probably go ahead and take a gander. Go ahead and take a gander. Salavio, how's it going? Michael T, Nikki Delanca. Smoke screen, financial violence, legal violence. Nathan, I like how your mind's working right now. Roderick, nice to see you. Sometimes truth needs a little lube to get the thick heads of sheep. Alchemy of Life, what's cracking, man? Nice to see you. John Smith, I don't think he is. I forgot to send him a message. John Smith hasn't been getting the notifications. Someone text him if he's not here. These are rhetorical. I mean, I'm talking rhetorically, but obviously you guys can answer the questions. By all means, please answer the questions. Brandy, nice to see you. Agreed. West Coast is very different from other regions of the U.S. I've been answering down. Keep answering, Nikki. Don't let me stop you. Don't let me stop you. You can present untruths to encourage people to research the right stuff. Reverse psychology. Yeah, you can, but like that's sort of that's where I'm like, hold on, I'm texting John Smith right now. That's where I kind of come to a fork in the road. It's like, if you go to the dark side to win, what does that say about the result? And how does that make you any different from the people who were perpetrating in the first place? And you think, well, I'm not that person. They're evil. I'm only using manipulative tactics because they're using manipulative tactics. But I'm right. They're wrong. I'm righteous. I'm morally sound. I'm ethically sound. They're the bad guys. I'm the good guy. I can use dark manipulative tactics because my heart's in the right place. And you know what they say about good intentions. So that's what I mean. I'm playing devil's advocate to either side. I need to finish reading that damn Power versus Force book. I've been putting it off. It's hard to get back into my reading regime, man. I've been off my reading game for a couple of years now, but I'll finish it. Anywho, in that book, it talks about different things calibrating at different levels of consciousness. And I would assume that whole manipulative dark path wouldn't resonate at a very high frequency. Even if you're doing it for the right reasons, it's like, let me see if I can think of a good analogy on the fly. Like, let's say you lie to someone their whole life to push them in the right direction. and they end up being successful. So you win, but then that person finds out that you've lied to them their entire lives. So while you've won in pushing that person in the right direction, that person no longer trusts you because you've lied to them their entire life. Nothing you say can they believe anymore, and they hate you for it. Most people want the truth, and when you lie to someone to protect them, you sort of protect them, but you also lose their trust in the process. You know what I mean? That's kind of the thing when you're playing with the dark side, playing with the fire. You might get what you want with the good intentions that you had, but at the same time, the lie has created a disconnection. Even if that person doesn't feel it consciously, we're smarter than we realize, and we'll pick up on the lies and deceit at some level. There will be some disconnect. There will be some block between you and that person because of the lies. Because of, even if what you did, you believe in your, even if it was, it's what I mean. It's hard. It's hard to say. I'm neither for nor against it. I'm just speculating. I'm just playing spectator at this point. My gut tells me I'd be against manipulative factors, even if you're trying to get good things done. But at the same time, it's nice to see a W for our side. Regardless of how the W comes, it's nice to see a W. You know, does that make sense? Am I making sense? Try not to throw myself under the bus too much. Brandy Sherpa naked. The variable of the stupidity of sheeple can make that go either way. It's a good point. Ultimate Gemini. I always get along so well with the Gemini squad. How you doing, Ultimate Gemini? Nice to see you. Welcome. Introduce yourself. I don't remember seeing your name before. Akdrawi Drogon. Just bought some Monero. What's Monero? Alchemy. There you go. The war on drugs calibrates at 150. Start selling your work in crypto, maniplators. So here's how I feel about cryptocurrency. I don't know who owns cryptocurrency, man. Easy come, easy go is what I've not necessarily what I believe. I don't believe in easy come, easy go, but sort of the patterns of the natural world seem to be this easy come, easy go sort of reality. You know what I mean? So by all means, yeah, it's a great idea. I'll maybe make a switch to cryptocurrency because short term, it seems like a smart move, but long term, I've been telling people, man, if you guys want to break out of the system, sort of leave the matrix, if you will, or reestablish your own personal sovereignty, you guys got to learn how to take care of yourself. And taking care of yourself has nothing to do with money. Cryptocurrency, paperbacks, gold bars. If the world, if we got hit with a solar flare today, all electricity went out, the fuck is your cryptocurrency going to do for you? What are your gold bars going to, you going to chew on your gold bars? You know what I mean? Your cars, your fancy cars, your, how many followers you have on your social media. None of that shit matters. All that matters is, can you take care of yourself? Can you feed yourself? Can you clothe yourself? Can you provide medicine for yourself? Can you take care of your loved ones? Can you do, none of that has anything to do with money. None of it. Like I said before in my other videos, I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to live like the natives. I love technology. I love progressive thinking and endeavors to reach the stars. I would love to see Mars colonized and turned into a green emerald neighboring Earth over the next few thousand years. I love that shit. But what I'm saying is, for right now, in this moment of time, if especially right now, given COVID, given the shit that's going on, if your number one priority isn't acquiring knowledge to take care of you and your own without money, then you sort of have it all backwards. You know what I mean? Because the more you rely on the government to take care of you, the more power you give them. So let's say cryptocurrency, for example. Due to the nature of cryptocurrency, it's probably the best way to do business and not be tracked, not be bothered, and still hold value and not worry about markets crashing and whatnot. That's completely digital. Cryptocurrency is 100% digital. There's no physical backing of cryptocurrency. Again, if the internet shut off, you could go from a millionaire to owning absolutely nothing. Nothing. Then all that matters is the books that you have when you're you guys should all have a How to Survive in the Wild paperback physical books sitting in your house at all times. Like, I'm not saying to go buy hundreds of pounds and stockpile and become a hoarder and build bunkers and shit. Like, if you want to, by all means. It's just like, I don't know. It just scares me how much people put faith outside of themselves to survive. You know what I mean? Sorry if this video seems kind of grim. I don't mean this video to sound grim. It's just, it's real. We're on some real shit right now. We're on some real shit. It's not always butterflies and fairies and fucking rainbows and whatnot. Sometimes it's those things, by all means, absolutely. Sometimes it's those things, 110, but sometimes it's not. And we got to be able to navigate. We got to, we do all the studies. We talk about hermetics, and we talk about being our own beacon of light, casting our own light. This is part of it. It's not only meditating half an hour twice a day, every day for the next 3 years. It's not just your spiritual light. It's your emotional light, your mental light, your physical light. Without it, Ultimate Gemini says that the truth is subjective. The truth is subjective, but the ultimate truth is not subjective. The ultimate truth is absolutely not subjective. There is an objective truth just as much as there is a subjective truth, and it's our job as practitioners of the way to discern between what is subjective and what's objective, because to believe that everything is subjective is to say there's no truth, because truth is enduring. Truth is always true. Half truths are lies. Half truths are illusions. If something is there and not there at the same time, it's an illusion. And an illusion is not truth. The thing that is always there, source, oneness, the alpha and omega, that truth with a capital T is always there. And depending upon your situation, depending upon what you want out of life, depending upon your goal, your direction, again, there is also an objective truth. We talk about this on the channel a lot. Of course, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a direction, if your goal is to be completely passive and go with the flow 100% of the time, always be a leaf in the wind, then of course the truth is subjective. But if you have any goal, whether it's to have complete sovereignty over your life, meaning complete control over what happens in your life, if that's a goal of yours, then there is an objective truth. For example, if you say, I want to take care of my family, to reach that goal, you would say you would have to learn how to grow food. So that would be step one. So you say, I don't want to learn how to grow food. I'll just keep buying food from the grocery store. I don't want to collect rainwater. I'll just keep buying bottled water from the grocery store, or keep buying new filters on the Brita. that is a bad choice. That is a objectively speaking bad choice if you want to be a sovereign human, because to be sovereign means you can take care of yourself. So everything you do that takes you towards that goal is objectively speaking good. Everything that takes you away from that goal is objectively speaking bad. Um, that's why you guys got to be careful with this sort of new age rhetoric. Everything is subjective. There's no such thing as truth. There's no such thing as good or bad. Um, it's all BS. It's all bullshit. It makes you feel good, but at the same time, it makes you more easily controllable, because no matter what happens to you, you're not going to be upset, because you'll just say this is what's supposed to happen. And I don't believe that. And I don't say you guys should believe that. Of course, like, do what feels right for you. Everyone has their own way of going about the world. Everyone has their own way of, sort of perceiving and making sense of everything. This is my truth. My truth is there is such thing as good or bad. There is such thing as right or wrong. And it's my job as an enlightened, or not enlightened, but as an awakened individual, to discern between what is right and wrong in any given situation. Not to be right or wrong in every situation, but to at least have a goal. You know what I mean? At least have something that I'm aiming for that's going to make me a better person, that's going to make my family better. It's going to sort of push everything in the direction that we need to be going in, sincerely, genuinely, from my own truth. Because I don't know. Actually, before I like age, but I have to feel the message. I wait, and then I like, even though I know Man of Letters is nervous. Akjari Drogon. What am I nervous about exactly? Play any Fallout game. Your perspective using Phil also made it very clear that he was welcome to believe the Earth was. We guys talking about flat Earth and shit. Right. The newest one is that the Earth is a donut shape. Right? Is that 5D Earth is donut shaped? Is that how it goes? The only private currency out there. Oh, Brandy. I'm glad you like it. I'll be releasing music soon. I was gonna release it sooner, but the lockdown happened, and I was like, maybe I'll wait till after the lockdown. But I've got some good stuff going on. I'm drinking Guinness and emotional right now. Well, Jory Drogon, cheers, mate. I'm not drinking Guinness. I'm drinking some bougie GMO organic, non-GMO organic craft juicy DIPA. So cheers, brother or sister. I'm not sure. Yeah, you guys are talking about money a lot in the description. I quit my job and going the path of self-preservation. Money is just a tool. Limitless Light, nice to see you. Introduce yourself. Are you new, Limitless Light? I don't remember seeing your name. If the internet shuts off, nothing will matter. I wouldn't go as far as saying nothing will matter, Akjori Jogan. Be careful with the ultimatums. You will be hard pressed to find something in nature that's an ultimatum. The only ultimatum in nature is change. Really, everything else is going back and forth. No, I'm definitely not giving up, Akjari Jogan. Definitely not giving up. I said the earth isn't round nor flat, and it didn't turn into a fight. Bring out a ukulele freestyle. I don't know where I think my uke's in the car. Oh no, my ukulele's right in front of me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with you guys' comments. So if I'm like not really making sense right now. There are excitements and nervous energy. I feel yeah, Octor, I feel you. Yeah. It's it's hard to distinguish between excitement and nervousness. And not at this part, not like in this video am I nervous, but as a whole, there's definitely that nervous excitement feeling like what the fuck is gonna happen next. I mean, check this out, you guys. There's 31 of us in here, 32. I've been doing a lot of thinking on this. If you are a warrior, whether an actual warrior or a warrior of light or whatever the hell you want to call it, rainbow bridge warrior, whatever the kids are calling themselves these days. We thrive in chaos. If you're a messenger of light, if you're someone, that's here to awaken the world, you thrive in chaos. Your whole existence is based upon going into the fray and then bringing people out the other side unscathed, or at least minimally unscathed. So it's like, if you're not a bit excited about this, then maybe this ain't for you. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it ain't for you. Maybe this ain't your calling. Maybe it's not your job. Because now we have a chance to shine. Think of a star. A star exists in the blackness of space. It shines into the darkness. Light doesn't shine into light. It doesn't have to. It's already light. What light does is it penetrates the darkness. The role of light is to penetrate into the darkness, into the vacuum of space. The vacuum of space is chaos. It's disorder. It's the abyss. So we need it. So that's why it's like, oh damn, it's getting kind of crazy. But like, here's a time to shave. You guys ever played sports? This is where I'm picking the feeling up from when I played sports growing up. Is like, I never wanted to play a shitty team. I wanted their best. Give me your best pitcher. Give me your fastest runner. Give me your best hitter. And let me dominate. Give me your best and let me win still. Give me your strongest and let me win still. That was my role. So that's kind of like, there's definitely a bit of excitement mixed with nervousness right now. It's just like, we better fucking win. You know what I mean? Y'all better show up and play your part. I'm gonna be pissed if we lose. You know what I mean? What up, Sarah Romano? Be raw nature. Be raw nature. I like that. Oh, you like my hair? Thanks. Appreciate it. It's been getting on my nerves lately. My hair's been getting on my nerves lately. It's long, it's heavy, it's hot. It's long, it's heavy, it's hot. Dark Ages? You guys think we're in the Dark Ages right now? We could, I guess you could consider this the Dark Ages as like where we could be if you think about, say, Nikola Tesla had safe wireless renewable electricity, and he had it over 100 years ago. So if we would have taken that route and branched off to humanity and gone that way, then yeah, we would be in the Dark Ages compared to that. But if you want to compare our current Dark Ages with our timeline's Dark Ages, as in the fall of the Roman Empire and the 1,000 years of chaos that came after it, we're not in the Dark Ages. Those dudes were shitting in buckets and throwing them into the streets because they didn't have plumbing. They were dying of disease left and right. The Black Plague took out 1/3 of the world's or of Europe's population. One day you're farming corn. No, they didn't have corn. You're farming, what the hell did they grow back then? You're farming like corn is a new world crop. What did they have in the old world? What did they survive off of in The Dark Ages. Potatoes are from the New World. Tomatoes are from the New World. Corn is from the New World. What the hell were they eating? So say you're tending to your flock of sheep. One day you're tending to your flock of sheep. The next day, some Vikings roll through, kill you, your children, do God knows what to your wife, take all your goodies, and move to the next town. Like, that's the Dark Ages, y'all. We are definitely not in the Dark Ages right now. Yeah. It's nighttime in New York, but sunny over where you are. Yeah, we still have a little bit of sunshine over here, man. We still got a little bit of sunshine. Ashari, nice to meet you too, Ashari. I'll try to remember that name. Where are we at? Bethany, nice to see you. Put the babe to bed. I have thought that I live in organized chaos for a long time. Well said. Have you ever played Detroit Becoming Human? Negative Ultimate Gemini, I haven't. A hair farmer? Your 3-year-old is a hair farmer? What does that even mean? Dragon Horizon, what up? Tesla stole that information. How did Tesla steal that information from the ancient Egyptians? What, Nicky? You have to explain yourself on that. How can you steal something from a people that lived 4,000 years before you did? You may have taken it from them, but what do you mean by stole it? Like, he wasn't sneaking into their libraries unless he invented a time machine and went back into the ancient Egyptians' libraries, literally stole it. So, I mean, you gotta be, because he wrote stole in capital letters. Like, I'm sensing a little animosity, Nikki Delancre. I'm sensing a bit of animosity towards you, or from you, towards Nikola. Anyhow. Potatoes, no, potatoes are a new world crop. Potatoes came from the Americas. Came from, I want to say, Central and South America. Yeah, potatoes didn't come from Europe. Gruel? What the hell is gruel? Trying to read you guys' comments. Oh, chia seed hair. That's hella funny. I've made a forge, and now you've made a Akjari Drogon. You've made your own forge, and now melting down aluminum as well as other metals. Having raw materials means a lot. Self-preservation. Holy shit. Akjari, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's exactly, you got your own forge? So I used to play a lot of RPG MMOs growing up. I wish I played them more. But my favorite character to make in these MMOs was always a blacksmith, a crafter. For whatever reason, I would go and I'd mine the ore and I'd smelt it down into ingots and then I'd craft the armor and weapons. I don't know why, but I've always loved crafting shit. Stolen Legacy. It's a book. All right, I'm copy pasting that one. Remind me later tomorrow. Stolen Legacy. Paste. I'm gonna get off at 8 o'clock, you guys. I didn't promise, but I told the fam that I would keep this one short tonight. I always think I'm gonna do it short, and then we end up just vibing real hard. 300,000 years of untold Black history. Holy shit. Damn, you guys just put me on some sort of rabbit hole, didn't you? The Baghdad battery. The Baghdad battery wasn't wireless, though, was it? Sarah Romano. Yeah, Tesla died poor. He had his whole thing ransacked. Friggin' Edison took all the glory. Like, I would hardly call Nikola Tesla a thief as in someone who sneaks into your home at night and steals shit from you when you're not looking and then takes it. Like I'm not I don't think that humanity is as advanced as it ever has been. You'd be a fool to think that humanity is as advanced as it ever has been, considering fucking pyramids in Central America, considering the pyramids in Egypt, considering the pyramids in China, the monoliths at Gobli Tepe, or in Lebanon. Like, obviously, the information's recycled, but like, we shouldn't just hate on people like Nikola Tesla and be like, he stole it from the Egyptians. That's not. We're past that, you guys. We're past. We're like, unless you guys can find me and be like, Keith, no, here's what Nikola Tesla said. He was like, fuck the ancient Africans. I'm taking all their knowledge, claiming it as my own. Fuck those guys and the horse they rode in on. This is mine. If you show me something like that, then I'll be like, okay, he stole it from the Egyptians. But you know what I mean? We can't. I'm a hater. I hate on people a lot. I come in hot on people. I think it's the Aries in me. So we gotta, you know what I mean? He would take trips to Egypt when he was developing his theories on electricity. There's a bunch of info regarding him and the pyramids. That's awesome. But how is that he stole knowledge from the Egyptians? You know what I mean? That's like them's, as we say on the streets where I grew up, them's fighting words. them's fighting words. Gruel sounds nasty. Damn, I can't keep up with you guys. Kind of frequency which you could receive certain ideas and let's give them the work because anyway. The French used to give potatoes. I'm pretty sure potatoes were from the New World though, so it could be after the fact. Yeah, the potato was a root vegetable native to the Americas. Europe didn't have potatoes. So you know how you guys see tomatoes too. Anything in the nightshade family. Not anything. Actually, I take that back. But anywho, Italy is like famous for their tomatoes. Like, oh, Italy and the pasta sauce and tomato sauce. Tomatoes were from the New World. Tomatoes weren't in England. Potatoes, they weren't in England. They were from the New World. I think eggplant is from the New World. Corn, I believe, is from the New World. Yes, join us down the rabbit hole. Where are we at? By the way, I'm playing devil's advocate to all you guys because I'm questioning you guys on purpose. Question everything. Question everything. I find paying for free resources to be utter BS. So no, you didn't detect a little animosity. We weren't talking about free resources at all. The animosity was coming from when you called Tesla a thief. You said Tesla was a thief. He stole from people that existed 4,000 years prior to him. Like, but yeah, no, I agree. You should definitely be pissed about paying for free resources, without a doubt. I'm pissed. I'm just as pissed with you. We fucking had. He's got a picture holding a lit light bulb in his hand from 1916 or some shit like that. Wireless, free electricity from static energy over 100 years ago. Like, I'm just pissed as you are, Nikki. Just pissed as you are. I owe a light bill. It was Tesla and Edison. Tesla didn't steal anything. He got it from the Venusian and energy source who ancient Kemet got knowing all as well. Did he pay for the knowledge? What do you mean? Did he pay for the knowledge? I mean, he studied. Does that count as payment? I'm not, Nikki, you can't call Tesla a thief because he came across technology that ancients had used. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like thief. Thief is something bad. Thief takes something that's not there. If Tesla studied something and he's like, oh my God, he studies these people, and then he studies these people, and then he studies these people, and then he puts it all together, and he goes, oh my God, all the ancients were onto some shit, and like, look what we have now. That's not a thief. That's a researcher. Like, what do you think I do all day? I'm not just pulling shit out of my ass. Like, someone could just as easily say, Keith is a thief. He stole all his information from the ancient Gnostics. It's like, I didn't steal shit from them. I just read their texts and I like applied it to modern day sciences. That doesn't make me a thief. You know what I mean? I didn't pay for the Kabbalion. That shit was free online. I didn't pay for the Emerald Tablets. It was free online. I paid for some of the books that I read on psychology and things like that I sort of make sense out of. Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Monopoly Man. Marilyn Henry, how's it going? If I wrote a free ebook called 8 Pillars with everything in your book without crediting, oh, see, that's where you left out, Nikki DeLonca. If you're upset that he didn't credit the Egyptians, that's a whole nother ballgame. It's a whole nother ballgame. Source the information, then that's stealing. Have you read all of Nikola Tesla's books? Have you read everything that he's published? Does he not credit the Egyptians? Because this is actually very interesting. If Nikola Tesla got all this from here's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to get to rework what Nikola Tesla's been doing. If he figured it out 100 years ago, then we can figure it out today. I just got to get enough money and find someone with enough brains to recreate it. So if you can find the texts that Nikola Tesla stole and show them to me, that would make my life a lot easier. Yeah. And let me ask you this, Nikki DeLancre. Do you think, given that Nikola Tesla wanted to give energy to free, or give wireless energy for free to all the people of the world, do you think the Egyptians would have looked at him and been like, fuck this guy? Like, who does this guy think he is? And according to the ancient Egyptians, they didn't even get their knowledge from themselves. According to the ancient Egyptians, there was a whole nother race of humans that lived before them who gave them their technology, who taught them how to build pyramids. They did not credit themselves with building the pyramid of Cheops, for example. We said that. The ancient texts, the ancient Egyptian texts themselves said that they didn't even get it from them. So the ancient Egyptians didn't come up with their technology, is what I'm getting at. Even according to them, according to the ancient Egyptians themselves, they didn't come up with technology, that it was given to them by their gods. Don't get mad at me for saying this, but I got to say it because it's an elephant in the room. How can I say this without making enemies of half the people that follow my channel? We can't fall suit to tribalism. There we go. That's a good what's the word? Politically correct word to use that hopefully won't offend too many people. We can't fall suit to tribalism, because what I'm picking up is Tesla's a white man, and it's just another classic case of the white man stealing from the black man. Fuck that guy. He stole from the Egyptians and didn't give him credit. That's like a whole lot of unsubstantiated claims. And what I mean by that is, like, you got to hit me with some links or something. You got to hit me with some context, like, hey, check this passage out from ancient Egypt where they said they discovered this thing, and then go to Nikola Tesla and be like, look, this is exactly what he's talking about, but he never mentions Egypt. Like that's a whole different story. But to just be like, the ancient Egyptians had it, and then Nikola Tesla was talking about the same thing that the ancient Egyptians were talking about, therefore automatically he stole from them. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to do right now is limit the amount of my guru is better than yours, or this guy's evil, or mine versus yours. Like, this is information. That this free electricity doesn't belong to one man. You know what I mean? There's a term for it. There's a phenomena that happens in psychology. Maybe John Smith can help me out. They first discovered it with it was either monkeys or with mice. Basically, they were studying monkeys all over the planet. And if they would teach one group of monkeys to do something, somehow, it's crazy, somehow all the monkeys all over the planet undergoing the same tests would learn what the other monkeys learned from America. And it was happening with mice, rats, monkeys. They would teach one group of monkeys one thing, and the other group would learn it almost simultaneously. So what these scientists were postulating is that there's a type of collective consciousness that ties species together, a sort of mastermind, which is interesting because this is exactly what spirituality teaches, that there is a collective consciousness amongst humanity, and that ideas sort of pop out of the same place at the same time from all over the world, from different cultures. Like, there's something connecting humanity, a global consciousness network. What's my point? My point is, we're all filters, we're all filters. We're all beacons. Some of us better than others because some of us pay attention more than others. Some of us listen better than others. Some of us are more tapped in than others, more able to receive information than others, or simply they just have a desire, a want to receive information and Tesla seems like one of these people. He had a desire to learn. He had a desire to want. And for whatever reason, spirit led him to say ancient Egyptian texts, or not, or he just straight up got downloads from his dreams. Like, a lot of scientists have breakthroughs because they had a dream about it and they were able to put it together. Not to say that cultures don't steal from each other. Like, absolutely, I understand that the colonizers spread throughout the world, screwed over the natives of America, screwed over the natives of Africa, screwed over India, Polynesia, the Far East, the colonized. There's not one continent on this planet that the colonizers didn't desecrate. Like, I'm on board 110% with you on that. So I want to be fair and not be completely like throwing a wrench in your system. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like counterintuitive. Like, we have Tesla providing a great thing and wanting to give free electricity, and then you're like, fuck that guy, he stole from the Egyptians. It's like, come on, like, are we past that? Are we past that? You know what I mean? I hope so. Like I said, unless you have something where you find it in writing where Nikola Tesla was like, fuck these guys. But other than that, I don't know. Or maybe I'm being too neutral. Maybe I'm being too naive. Maybe I'm naive. I could be. That's a possibility. Maybe I am naive to the truth and I'm giving Nikola Tesla too much credit. Wouldn't be the first time I'm wrong. Probably won't be the last time I'm wrong. But it is worth thinking about. You know what I mean? It is worth thinking about. Yonistar Janaya. Why didn't Tesla teach everyone how to create limitless free electricity then, if it wasn't about his ego? Ooh, the plot thickens, Nikki. So you think that Nikola Tesla was a very egotistical man? That I don't know. I mean, you didn't know the guy. I didn't know the guy. I can't say that he wasn't egotistical, or I can't say that he was egotistical. Like that says more about you than it does about him. You know what I mean? Because I could easily say Nikola Tesla was a genius, and he knew that if he taught everyone how to use this knowledge, that the world would kill themselves. He could have should have been like, yo, humanity ain't ready for this. I'm gonna lock this in the vault, give it to a family member. Hey, bring this back in 100 years. If humanity's changed, let's run it. If not, keep it in the vault. I don't know. That's it. Why didn't? If it wasn't about his ego, I don't understand how that would be about his ego if he didn't share it with everyone. I don't know. That's basically an opinion at that point, and none of us are going to win that argument, because it sounds like I'm not going to be able to convince you that he wasn't egotistical, and you're definitely not going to be able to convince me that he was egotistical just because he didn't share it with anyone. Plus, if you follow the story of Tesla, his apartment was raided days after his death. Everything was stripped out of his home. He died poor and penniless. Like, Tesla got fucked. He wasn't a millionaire. He didn't make a bunch of money. He wanted free electricity to people. That's a fact. I would say, again, I don't know if he was egotistical or not. Like, I'm not saying one way or the other. I didn't know the man. But based off of his actions, someone who wants to give away free electricity does not strike me as an egotistical person. Someone that dies poor doesn't necessarily strike me as an egotistical person when they are as brilliant as someone like Nikola Tesla. But you got me there. You got me. He could be egotistical. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but it keeps me up at night. Just kidding. It doesn't keep me up at all. I sleep like a babe's. I've heard grumbling that we may need another 100. Doesn't matter who found free electricity first. What matters is that we're all using this tech now. 100. Z Williams. Nikki DeLoncre, have you read? It does. The more that you're commenting, the more I think you haven't actually read Nikola Tesla's story. So here's what happened. There's might be people in this channel that are better versed in this than I am, but Nikola Tesla wanted to give free electricity, and when the bankers that found out about this, who were funding his projects, when the bankers found out that he wanted to give away for free, or that he had found the source of free wireless electricity, they pulled all the funding from him. They burned his whole lab down. His giant Tesla fucking coil, they burned that shit to the ground. I think they did, or they pulled it to the ground or something. But he was completely defunded the moment the banks found out that they could not make money off of his invention because, again, it was free electricity. They pulled the plug on him. Like, you got to check him out. I'm getting the idea that you haven't actually looked into Nikola Tesla, and you should, because it's the plot thickens, as they say, and you might be born anew. You might see Nikola Tesla in a new light after that, because a whole bunch of shit stopped him from giving out that free electricity. You kidding me? What? Come on, do your research, Nikki. You're killing me here. Z Williams, when's your birthday? I was born on the 13th of April. Keith, talk about the plasma. Not trying to change the subject, but I am. I wish we would have done all the period tables. It was sinking the Titanic. What? There's a conspiracy on the sinking of Titanic. Ooh. No. I didn't want to move on, because if Nikki thinks that about Tesla, then, like, who knows? Maybe a whole bunch of people think that about Tesla. Like, the whole Here's the thing that sucks about Tesla is that his whole name was smeared because of that. He was labeled as a kook, especially by Thomas Edison, because Thomas Edison was rivals with Nikola Tesla. It's been a while since I've gone down the rabbit hole with this, but I think Edison came up with direct current. Edison came up with alternating current, which was safer and more effective. And then Thomas Edison went on a whole smearing campaign against Nikola Tesla. So Nikola Tesla, despite having invented a bunch of shit and being for the benefit of all humanity, got shafted hard. And I love talking about him because it's fucked up, man. The dude did a lot for us, and people still think he was a bastard. It's like, no, I got to shout one out for the homie. Got to shout one out for the homie. I have to. But anywho, yeah, we can move on now if you want. You are a Taurus, Keith? No, I'm Aries. Also Pandora. I think I saw her name in here. What No, you can't. Let's not get mad at each other. Nikki, I'm glad you're saying what you're saying. By all means, fucking speak your mind, speak your truth, or at least speak what you fucking believe to be truth. Like, having conversations is the only way we can learn. Having conversations, it forces us to define ourselves. And when we're forced to define ourselves, we really have to dig and think about why we think about what we think about, how we think about what we're thinking about. Like, you know what I mean? This is good. Dialogue like this is fucking useful. It's helpful. So by all means, Nikki, I'm not hating on you or anything, but I do think that you should do more digging on Tesla. Definitely do more digging, because that shit's crazy. Like it blows me away that not more people know. Like, here's fuck. Want to know how my mind works? I was at a bar, and then I'll end the video at this because I gotta get back to us. I was at a bar, and I was just there solo, having a brewkowski, eating some noodles, and I sat down next to a electrical engineer. We just shooting the shit, you know what I mean? Homies, broing out. And I asked him about Nikola Tesla. I was like, yeah, because I was like about to hit this dude with the whole world, because I could tell he was a straight shooter, didn't dabble in anything like this. So I was like, hey man, you ever heard of Nikola Tesla? And he goes, yeah, like a little bit. He invented a bunch of stuff, right? And in my head, I'm thinking, the fuck do you mean? I think he invented a bunch of stuff. I was like, the dude invented wireless electricity in like 1918. How the fuck do you not know who I'm talking about? And so, like, of course, I didn't say that. But we got to talking. Maybe a half an hour later, it comes out. And I'm like, here's what's going on in my head. You're an electrical engineer. And it was proven that this dude over 100 years ago had wireless electricity. Why the fuck are you not in your lab right now trying to recreate that? And I asked him that in not so many words. And he was like, oh, I'll look into it. It was like I was talking to an NPC character. You guys play video games? You know what an NPC is? An NPC is a character in a video game who is operated by the computer. Only has like one or two lines that it says over and over again. It has the same pattern that it does over and over again. It's not conscious, but you can interact with it. That's what I felt like I was talking to. If I'm an electrical engineer and someone at a bar tells me, hey, a guy invented wireless electricity over 100 years ago. Okay, maybe the Egyptians did it too, but in modern times was rediscovered by a dude over 100 years ago, and someone told me that, I would have walked out of that bar at that moment in time, called up like 3 of my homies and been like, hey, we're going to read every fucking textbook from this Tesla dude because he invented wireless electricity 100 years ago. What the fuck are we doing with fossil fuels? You know what I mean? And he didn't do it. I was blown away. Like, what? It's crazy, right? Is that not crazy? I don't know, man. Shit's wild. Like I said, it keeps me up at night. Just kidding. I sleep very well. I'm almost falling asleep before I hit the bed. I'm like, And I'm out. I'm out. I love sleep time. All right. That's it, though, you guys. Thanks for chilling. Damn, you guys have rabbit holes in the Titanic, too. I was super into Titanic when I was younger. Super into Titanic when I was younger. You guys might have just, there was a book written about Titanic, like same iceberg, maiden voyage, not enough lifeboats, lost so many people at this time on this day. There was a book written 2 or 3 decades before the ship sank. Yeah. Don't hate on my boy Nikola. I know. Obviously, I'm biased on Nikola, so take that with a grain of salt. I'm like, fuck you, talk about my boy Nikola. I'm like, I'm over here pouring out like shots of liquor for the fallen homies. Okay, guys. Capricorn, eating some noodles, broing out. Where are we at? I love reading your guys' comments. That's why I always stay on the lives a good 45 minutes longer. I shouldn't be reading your comments, but I'm doing them. I am the marketing manager writing proposals for an Arch/English firm. It's over. I was the one that called it COVID 5G, and you called me a keyboard warrior. Hey, Ludiciemveri, you're back. I don't know what you're talking about, but I've definitely called many people keyboard warriors, so I wouldn't put it past me to call you a keyboard warrior. Tartaria. Do you have any textbook on Tesla? No, I should have. I used to have. No, I didn't have a book. My buddy lent me a book on Tesla, but it was like, it wasn't, what was it? It was a book on Tesla's life. It wasn't a book written by Tesla. Like, I would like to read Tesla books that are sort of all over the place. Not all over the place, Tesla, but that he wrote that have to do with things that are all over the place, like his upbringing or like where he traveled to and how he felt about where he traveled to and what he felt about the world, like a biography. I would like to read a biography by the boy. I haven't. All right, I'm out of here, you guys. I'll talk to you guys. This live got heated quick. Good. As an Aries, I do love that fire. I love that fire. I'm sorry for not being able to keep up with you guys' comments. You guys hear me 20 seconds after I say something, and then you guys comment. I see that like 10 seconds after you see me say something. And then by the time I get your comment, it's been 5 minutes. It's hard to keep up. Anywho, love you guys. Do that research. And try not to get lost in your emotions. There's one thing I'm working on it myself, but I know I'm not a master of my emotions by any means, but definitely if you can, try to blend your heart and your mind, get that yin and yang, you know what I mean? Get that masculine and feminine balance if you can. Anywho, peace out, Jason, Michelle, Limitless, Agent Smith, thanks, Dragon Bethany, Nikki DeLonca, thanks for talking with me, Limitless, Bethany, the dude who I called a keyboard warrior, I can't find your name anymore, Sarah, Romano, Zen, Sean. Peace out.